All right, welcome back, gamers. Hope you've been having a wonderful day. So we are going to be live here. Looks like we are running live. Sweet. Wait for some folks to start showing up. So we'll go ahead and get the show started. There's been a lot of questions about the helm, so we're going to go ahead and start talking about the basics. And of course, if you got questions, feel free to chat in. I've got the screen opened up so I can see the chat room. That way we can answer those questions live while we're going. Now, the most common question we've been having is, how do I get more factories? So you're going to go into where it says Helm Empire. If you're on a console, you're going to press right on the D-pad. If you're on a computer, you're going to have to just follow the tabs of what it tells you to do. So we go into our upgrades. You're going to find the most bang for the buck right here. In Helm Empire, just come straight down from the screen it brings. You're going to click this thing. It has an octopus with a plus on it. It's going to increase the number of manufacturers you can have by 8. This one to the left of it is your savvy traders. It increases your profit based off of the established routes. Okay, you can take that up 3 tiers. Then you have coercive growth. This is what was broke the other day that was taking your 8s from you. That is now fixed, so I do recommend you get that clicked in there. Go ahead and pay to have that done. And then, of course, you have another Empire Administration, which gives you 8 more. Empire Administration gives you 8 more. Then here you have efficient shipping. This is going to reduce transportation times. If you're looking to do transportation shipping and stuff, that's fine if you want to, fine if you don't. Here again, Empire Administration adding 8 more factories. Manufactory fortification here. This is going to increase the strength of your factory in defenses. Okay, so it's going to beef up your fortifications a little bit. I do recommend putting that in there because the defenses are not as easy as it was in year 1. They have come up quite a bit. You're running into more 8s and 13s in these defenses now. That may be based off the level of ship that you're using. I'm not entirely certain on that, but that seems to be what the consensus is here. Then, of course, another Empire Administration giving you 8 more. Territorial dominance reduces the global production cost of 0.5% for every owned territory. So you could produce and have a half of a percentage for every owned territory reduced. So not too bad. It is worth getting. 15,000 pieces 8. Didn't put it as number 1. I have one more of these Empire Administrations I need to do for 10,000 as well. I'll probably get, my guess is I'm going to go ahead and finish this one here off probably tomorrow. And when you coming in, maybe you're stuck and you're going, okay, I can't get my factories above level 2. What do I do? Well, let's take C people for example. If you're wondering where I'm seeing these names, if you highlight over your manufacturer, it tells you who owns it. So that's C people. This would be Clan Farah. This one here would be the Confederation of Nguana. And then, of course, you have your Campani Royale. And so on and so forth. It continues to show that. So each of those have their own tree here. I do recommend go ahead. It's for 1,000 pieces of 8. You're going to want to go ahead and do the manufacturing expansions to allow you to get it up one more level. That will allow you to take it to level 3. I do recommend you get it to a point where you can take those to at least level 4, so you're getting a 20% increase on those productions as a base. Now, as you can see over here, the C people, I've got it currently up to where I can get to level 5s. You also have these little octopus with the plus. You can add 3 more factories as well. So you can do those in there as well. But the most bang for the buck is on those is over here at Empire Management. But yeah, so and over here's another manufacturer expansion. Once you get this one here, you can have it up to level 5s. As you can see, we have some 5s already over here. Right there. And right there. We've got some 4s coming up, but I'm going to show you, maybe you're sitting here going, I don't have a lot of 8s, especially once you've done this tree. What do I need to do? Well, there's some little tricks you can do in the game. We got about 2 minutes 52 seconds, and we're going to show you that trick live here. So this here was originally a 2, then it went to a 3, then it's now a 4. It did not cost me anything to actually upgrade Jiwi here. And that's true of a lot of these 3s and a lot of the 4s that are coming in. If you are running the hostile takeovers, continue to run them even if you own them. Go ahead and run it anyway. You're going to get some crates for it. You're going to get some pieces of 8. And then it's also going to raise the level of the manufactory. Now, back last year, it only would take it to a level 2. This year, doesn't seem like there's a limit on it. It seems like I've got them up to 4s. If we get to see peoples that come up and it's a 4, we'll see if it'll take it to a 5. I'm not sure yet. I do need to finish upgrading some of this. And now that, I'm not going to be spending, let's see what it is to take this to a 5. It's going to cost 10,000 pieces of 8. Now think about that. That's 30,000 pieces of 8 right here. Those 3 5s. These 4s are 5,000 a piece. So there's a 4, there's a 4, there's another 4. So there's 15,000 on top of that. So there's 45,000 pieces of 8 that I've spent that I really could have just come in, just waited for the manufacturer defense to kick on. So I do recommend that you do run those as well. Not seeing any chat. Let's see here. Go ahead and do a little typing in there. Okay, so we got about 1 minute and 2 seconds. Let's get some water here. So I'm a little early on the stream, guys. Like I say, we'll probably go back over some of this. People have questions on it. This was my first time streaming live and running the chat and all that stuff, so I want to kind of get used to it, 34 seconds. Okay, so typically when you're doing this, I will try to grab the solos. I try not to bother people in hostels, but if it's an area that I really want to get up, I'll jump in there anyway. I try not to do that too much here in Tier 1 because a lot of guys are just starting off, and the last thing they need is level 15 boat dropping in on them like the Grim Reaper. So I try to be respectful of other players, but like I say, you're pirate, play it how you want. That's just me. But if it's, like I say, if it's something that I do need, like I needed, was it right here, Rondeval's Lumberyard, I just dropped right in on it yesterday. So right here, we can bring this one here up. No, that's a buyout. There's the defense. Let's bring this 3 to a 4. Oh, somebody already snagged it. We'll go ahead and take this one. We're going to have to fight for it. Hey there, what's up, Dark Apollo? Glad you can make it over, man. Yeah, that's my nephew. He runs GTA 5. For those who are into GTA 5, definitely make sure you check out his feed. He does a lot of really cool role plays and things like that in there, like cops and robbers and military type stuff and all. Been streaming a lot longer than I have. Okay, so the purpose of this is to do as much damage as you can in the allotted time. Now you may be thinking this boat is overkill. You're completely right. A level 15 ship with fully ascended weapons in Tier 1, probably not a good idea to join in on this unless you can match it. But hey, I will oblige anybody who wants to join in and try it. So if you watch the build sheet on this video, you may get to watch some pretty cool stuff. One of the things I watch for is once I get the ablaze effect right there, that means that my new special is actually charged up. And if a player comes in, I could actually stall their ship and keep them from shooting on the next shot. Now, they would have to actually join up now. But you want to use that. You have explosive on top of it. That explosive will actually stagger them and cause them to not be able to do any actual damage. So you may be wondering why those ships are blowing up way over there. I have the ablaze effect on this ship, so it's great for crowd control. It will actually just continue to just nuke everything within a 150-meter radius. You definitely want to make sure you stay within the area, guys. Otherwise, your timer will stop. There's usually a bar here, but there may not be one today because I'm not seeing any competitors joining in. Looks like this zone actually extends over, so let's go over here and hit these ships here just so help to finish this thing here a little quicker. So auxiliary weapons for those that are new. Once you get medium ships, you have the auxiliary weapons. You can get mortars, rockets. You have these spring loaders that shoot mines and different things like that. I think I've actually started destroying this before it's actually started a hostile, guys. It's like we've got a minute and 40 seconds before it even begins. It's good practice. So you can use a deck view where all it shows is the deck view if that's something you're interested in the game. I like to be able to see the back of the boat the way I could actually pan around the horizon. That definitely helps show the open water when you get around the larger ships. Like I say though, it's completely user's choice. So now the takeover starts. See, I was just wasting shots, guys. I'm used to the solos that come in and they'll just start right up as soon as you get to zones. So. Now, the quickest way to get a takeover to complete is you want to destroy every ship in the area. Every tower in the area you get credit for. Should have waited on the towers. We'll still be able to get this, I believe. So. So this factory should go up to a 4 just as soon as we're finished with this hostile, guys. Assuming we're able to successfully complete it, I don't see why there's going to be a problem with it. Unless they just don't send enough ships to complete the damage on this thing. And of course you can pick up all the munitions and stuff at your leisure. It doesn't despawn, so you can always pick that up after the battle. You know, if you don't take them out with the first shot, just brace up and run through them. It's a great thing of having a larger ship. How's it going there, Snake Baylor? Glad you can make it to the stream, man. Alright. 86% complete. So maybe you're wondering what that smuggler's crate was. Once you complete 1,000 XP or infamy, it gives you a smuggler's token. Or if you've already finished the smuggler's pass and picked everything up out of it, it will give you a chest, which will have like smuggler's gear in it. Sometimes it's cosmetics. Usually it's you know, different types of commodities and things like that that you can use and sell. Used to upgrade ships or whatever. Okay, so that says takeover was successful, guys. Okay, so this was a 3 when we started. And now we are at... Oh, see, that one stayed a 3. So it may only be... It may only be the solos. So... something to keep an eye on. We'll have to check it again. It worked on this one. It took it to a 4. So we may have been a 2 here and it went to a 3. I'm not sure. I have to go back and check the video. But for sure the other ones do. We need to come over here and run this defense now. So this is another great way to grab your... get your pieces of 8 running defenses. Alright, let's go ahead and make our way to... fast travel. Typically it would give us a option to fast travel to the defense, but I think because technically it read that we were under fire by that dude, it was crashed into the ship back there. Usually after a hostile it ends the hostilities, but didn't seem to do it that time. Let's run this defense real quick. But yeah, if you got questions about the games, guys, make sure you're posting it in here, and we'll see if we can get it answered for you. I think most of our guys at our Discord, I mean, most of you have been here since year 1, so y'all probably know more about some of this stuff than even I do. After having taken a break, after I think I was pretty close to 3/4 of the way through season 3 when I kind of took a break from gaming almost completely. Played a few little games here and there, but not much of anything really, because you know, it's just this game is one of those things that it's a lot of fun to play, but it can be very stressful, especially if you get into PvP stuff, guys. So the PvE aspect, there's plenty of it to go around. You don't have to get into PvP, but it's definitely worth getting to PvP in my opinion, simply because it's just a lot of fun. Okay, so here we're going to fast travel this location just outside our defense. I think this is a normal defense. You do also have what they call spectral defense. I believe that started in season 4 of last year. But what that is the Man Godin and a Man Godin fleet. A bunch of fleets of these little ships that port and all that stuff will pop up. You have to take the Man Godin out in the allotted time. So not a hard thing to do. He's a lot squishier than the original Man Godin, which, I mean, we take him out like nothing. And then, of course, there was the Roadman Godin in season 2, I believe it was. That thing was quite a farm. Definitely looking forward to a lot of those coming back into the game. So season 1 is going to have a right around midpoint. We're supposed to see that PvP stuff coming out. And we're also supposed to be able to start replaying through the first season. So definitely want to get in there and grind out in tier 2 to get those weapons again. They will be double ascended already, so that's going to be really nice to have. Okay, so when you're in the defense here, the towers and any ships that are in the territory are now yours. Now, as you can see, these are level 10 ships. Oh, I'm sorry, level 13s. Wow. And that may have to do with the actual factory level, too. It being a 5, so. And you have to keep your factory alive is the point of this. Don't let them destroy your factory. Now, one of the things about this location, you think, hey, open water, this is great. Yeah, not so much, because they will sit on the back side of it, because it goes all the way around. They will sit on the back side. They will just rain mortars down upon you. And once you go to the back side to deal with those, then they come swooping in from the front. So this is one of the most common defense areas I end up getting. And this one and over at Harufu. But they can pop up anywhere. Okay, so it'll be 5 waves. And they progressively get tougher each time. Okay, so we got a couple guys coming here. Reload, baby, reload. Now, one of the good things about the sloop that had built, I need to get that up to a 15 just so I can show that thing to you. But you use fire bombards on it, and you have a lot more range than you do with these demi guns. Yeah, demi cannons are kind of like a short range. Hey, what's up there, Darkseed? You could be a world tier 1 or tier 2 to do hostile takeovers. I do recommend tier 1, just for the easy aspect of it. If you're doing the hostiles, guys. Now, you could do it in tier 2. You're going to play a heck of a lot harder time, and you're not going to get anything more out of it. So, and same thing with your defenses. So, if you're planning on doing defenses and stuff to earn them 8s, I recommend doing it in tier 1, just because you're going to make the same amount of pieces of 8. You're going to have a lot easier time. I mean, you'd be looking at level 15, 16, 17 ships right now. Well, down, boy. Yeah, it's the big one right here. The armored up fella. It'll be hard to see in all that explosion. So I hope that answered the question there, Snake, that, yeah, you can run them in World Tier 2. You're not going to get a higher level. You're not going to get any extra 8s. The only thing that does pay better in Tier 2 is the legendary heists. Again, you know, going to be a little more progressive on it. Those you definitely, if you have 2 people or 3 people join, you want to have 2 or 3 people fighting it because they are level 15 ships, if I'm not mistaken. I ran a few the other day. You make 950 instead of the 450 to 900 that you make in this mode. So. Hit that weak spot. Let's get some secondary explosions going on around here if we can. Hardest part of this is shooting through the junk that takes time to sink. Double check. Always check your mini map at that top right hand corner, guys. That'll show if you have an enemy on the back side of this island. Now, you can run these with teams. What you do is you just call out the location, and you can have your buddies come over and help. I do recommend doing that with Roadman Go. You can run it solo, but why risk losing it? I mean, I think it pays 500 pieces of 8 for Road. This one here pays 350 if I'm not mistaken. 450, my bad. So not considerably more, but a little bit more. Okay. Well, that's kind of weak, wave 5. Where's the rest of you? Must be coming in 2 waves. That was pretty weak for a wave 5. There wasn't even a large armored ship. Hey, how's it going there, Bad Dargan? Oh, wide. Talk about just missing wide. Didn't miss for that. See anything on the back side? I'm hearing some. There we go. There's the biggers. There's the big boys. They're going to separate. I guess they're smartening up a little bit. So anytime you get them trying to push on you, make sure you brace. Otherwise, they can do some damage with that front hull, guys. That's essentially looks like a snow, maybe. That might be a patty. Let's get a better look at this other guy here. Where'd he go? There he is. Yeah, the defense may be successfully completed. But I try to make sure I get all those guys. I don't let them run away from me. You can get off the mountain. There we go. So that lightning, I'm glad that they brought that back in the game. That was from some of the old technical tests that they had back in some of the early betas and even pre-beta testing. They had those lightning strikes. And to me, it just makes the game feel a little more realistic. Just got off work going pirate for a while. Yeah, there you go. That's the way to do it. Want to come down here. Let's go ahead and disturb these guys real quick. These look like they're just a little too comfortable down here. So these small ones here, these are the sharpshooters. These guys right here, if you're not careful, they will make a mess of your ship quick. Especially the helm rogue sharpshooters this season, man. They can single shot you over in tier 2. Even some of them DMC sharpshooters, they've just gotten brutal, man. Them level 19s. Used to being able to kind of look after one hit and kind of reconfigure, see where they're coming in at, but not so much this season. Yeah, so then of course you get like Wisps of War, and these are your basic missions and stuff that you can repeat. I do look forward to Mondays. They typically will put in a new list of here's something. They'll usually put in a new listing of the missions that you can do. Finished off the World Tier 2 Ascension stuff that they had in there. That was pretty cool. Just going into the different zones and getting a hostile rating, and it makes a boss spawn out. So then you got to go destroy him. Do recommend calling for help in Tier 2 on that stuff, because it can get pretty rough. On the road and got the stream hooked up on the truck. Heck yeah, that's the way to do it right there. Okay. Now, let's see if I can get a... there we go. There's a 2. Man, it's full. Man, we missed it. Okay. There's the 3. Let's see if it's full or not. Yeah, it's full too, so... got hung up too long on that defense. But this way you do your defenses, because if you run a defense, it's going to go ahead and give it an automatic supply. Now, these supply runs, they used to actually use when it would boost. It used to boost between 30 minutes to an hour, depending on the level. I noticed that season year 2, you're getting 12 minutes. That's it. 12 minutes, that's it. So whether you're boosting it with Jade or not, that seems to be what you're getting there. So... but when you see these green hostiles come up, guys, make sure that you're jumping in them. The reason I say that is because it will actually raise the level of your factory. So we got this 4. We were testing this earlier. It went to a 3, then it went to a 4. If it comes up, we'll see if it goes to a 5. The red ones do not seem to boost to level, though. So just the green ones. So that's why these are so hard to snag, I think, right now, is because everyone is jumping in there to raise those levels. So you can run legendary heists. We'll go ahead and do that. This will earn you some pieces of 8 as well. It will give you territories. If you already own the territory, it gives you 8s. And it's worth it for the boxes, because sometimes in those guild boxes, those gilded boxes you get, you might end up getting a open helm lease. So it's definitely worth running that stuff. Now, when in doubt, just look for the ship in the middle. It should have like little gold flecks coming on it. See them right there? Little gold cells. We'll go ahead and mark them. this guy out the way. Aiming for the weak points. Fire bombs are great. To show you why. That triggers off the ablaze effect, which charges up the explosive effect. That should stall him pretty good, where he's no longer shooting for about 10 seconds. Same thing with that Warhammer. It's got an explosive perk, so it does have that ability to trigger that effect as well. And there's a furniture that makes it so that you're ablaze. Anytime it triggers, it automatically 100% charges. I'll go over some of that build here in a minute for you once we get done with this. Throwing fire bombs again. That's going to keep him from healing. It's going to trigger that blaze effect. Hit him with the explosives. And my fire bombards are fully ascended, so we put electricity on. That should actually help spread over to the rest of those ships as well. So next we're going to come over and see I am the one carrying the loot. Always check. So if it says deliver, then you're the one carrying. If it says protect, then protect the other guy. If you're delivering, just go. Try not to get overwhelmed, though. So that was the ablaze effect. Then, of course, we triggered off with that explosive. So once we get back to the island, we'll go over some more of the helm benefits and some of the things you should be focusing on with it. Now, I know right now the primary focus for most guys is getting their ships up to a level 15. I went ahead and I did my sandbuck, and I'm debating whether or not to do my sloop or not. I do enjoy using the sloop. It's great for in rivers and things like that. My big thing, one of the big reasons I got this game last year was for the large ships that are coming out, and they will be coming out in season 2. So I'm kind of at a crossroad. Do I bring up like my battle bark and my sloop and some of the other ships that I like to use to level 15, or do I just focus on my empire and I can bring those ships up later and just focus on the ship that I mostly use, which is the sandbuck? I mean, I use it like 90% of the time. I will use battle barks when it comes to forts for healing, but I'll be honest here, what I've been doing with this when we plunder Fort Houston is, with the build that I've got, I now throw little Grace 3 on that thing and pop off healing buoys, and that seems to do a great job running Fort Houston. So, and that's in tier 2. That's where you're going to get to 2,000 pieces of 8. Between 2,000 and 2,200. I think the 2,200 is where maybe I missed one of those ships. They'll be trailing smoke. I probably should have took that left pass, but I don't think I've got an aggro on me here. I don't see anything for wanted levels, so this is a little bit faster. Typically, you don't run into as much headwind. Now that I've said that, I'm running into headwind. You just got to kind of trim it back and forth. And watch out for the islands. So one of the hardest enemies in this game, someone had asked that in YouTube the other day, what's the hardest enemy I've faced in this? The hardest enemy that beats me every time I face it, it doesn't matter how big the crew is the wind. Nothing you do is going to negate it. You just have to deal with it. You can try to trim into it, trim to the side of it, adjust your ship around a little bit, but it's going to get you either way. I've had the wind coming in from 3 different directions before. I've had it no matter which way you go, it's in your face. It's just crazy. But I don't know much about sailing, but a couple guys that do sail last year, they were saying that that's basically what it is. You're constantly trimming because the wind is constantly shifting out on the seas. So I guess it's pretty accurate. I don't know. All right, so we got up to 15 knots here. So if you look here, using a sandbuck, if you can keep the wind coming in from the side, that's going to give you your real big wind boost here. That are coming straight in from behind. So it looks like we got some people coming up on our guy here. Popped him with that. Don't make them think twice about it. But like I said, whoever's carrying the loot is the one that's important. So make sure that they get back, because if they die, then all this was for naught. You're not going to get anything. So see how far. Yeah, we're coming up here. Not always sure what the enemy's saying, but you can hear them screaming in the mist. They almost sound like some of the Germans on World at War, if you ever played that game back in the day. Some of the old Call of Duty games. Where they're assaulting forts and stuff like that. Which is funny because it's supposed to be the Indies. Okay, so once you get your legendary heist, you're going to swing in here to the dock. Once you dock, it should either, if it was a territory that you don't own, it's going to award you a territory. If it's something that you do own, it's going to give you pieces of 8. So where you would go to see if you got a territory or not is it would come up here and it would tell you what you got. But because we already owned it, we got pieces of 8, so not a big deal. Now what I'm going to watch for is we got 5 minutes here looking for another one of those hostels so we can rank up. Like I say, the green hostile takeovers, if you run those, it's going to level your base up. If you run the red ones, you'll capture it. The green ones will level you up. So make sure that you're paying attention to those specialty colors in there, guys. It does matter. Yeah, I'm not even worried about that, man. Ran through that one several times. Again, you can do these. You're going to get 10 of those Kupfer bars when you run through Blackwood stuff. So when you come up in the journal, it's automatically going to be popping those up every so often. And you can run them. You just blow up 5 ships. But like I say, right now my focus is all helm things related in this stream, guys. So again, we're going to go over here to our journal. We're going to bring up our upgrades real quick. I don't think it's quite enough for this yet. No, we can. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and bring this Savvy Trader. So increases profit bonus for established routes by 6%. Now, that may not sound like much. I'm getting 4% right now. 6% may not sound like much. But if we look over here at our empire right here, we currently have 54 of 81 trade routes. So we're going to get an extra 6% on 54 routes. So that's pretty good. 81 routes once you've completed it. So we'll go ahead and do that one. All right, so that has that up. Okay, like I say, these are manufactory fortifications. I always go run my defenses. I've heard, I don't know for sure, but I've heard that you can level these up and you don't even have to show up to a defense. You can just start it, pop in it, and wander off. I don't know. I wouldn't risk it. I would show up to it just for the heck of it. You've seen what level 5s are now. If you are over here in the Indies, it's pretty cool because if you own like Mega Fort Houston, you have that up to a 5. And it calls for a defense. Very rarely do ships actually show up to fight that thing because you know what Mega Fort Houston is, and all of a sudden those defense work for you. So yeah, it's very rare. Typically anything along the coastal line here, Mega Fort Houston, and then of course your Houston capital. Last year, you never seen a ship come in and attack. There was a few others like that, but definitely those two, you never actually had a ship come in and attack. There's looks like 3 more territories. I could have looks like 2 more territories if I wanted to. I'm not gonna worry about those right now. If we see something good pop up, we might snag it. But right now, what I'm trying to do is get these up. Now we could have took those pieces of 8 and spent 3,000 to get some of these up to 3s again. Most of them are 2s. We got quite a few 3s and some 4s breaking in there, and then some 5s as well. Like I say, we got some 3s that have been popping in. These are where we've been running those green hostels and bringing those up to 2s and then again into 3s. Going to a 2, you're looking at 1,000 pieces of 8. Going to a 3, you're looking at 3,000. Going to a 4, you're looking at 5,000, and then going to a 5 is 10,000. So definitely, if you're going to be trying to raise those levels, guys, make sure that you come in and just take some time away from everything. So I'm gonna come in, make you some coffee or whatever your preferred drink is, and sit down and just make a night of it. You can play it with friends. You can play against anybody you want to in it. If you've got a level 15 ship, there's not anything you're not going to be able to take out. Honestly, once you get to medium hull, you should be able to take out most of anything in tier 1, barring like La Peste and stuff like that. Now, that was server farms, and we still do those in the Discord, guys. For those who are watching that are in our Discord, and those who are watching that have come over from YouTube and are maybe not sure if you want to join Discord, or maybe you're on my friends list on Xbox and you're seeing this stream right now, send me a message, and if you're on my Xbox friends list and you want to join, or again in YouTube, and definitely keep an eye, guys, on that calendar in Discord, because we've got another event coming up Saturday. We used to do Friday evenings. We've moved them to Saturdays because most people are off work. Move it toward the evening, so you've had your family time and maybe you're winding down for the evenings and stuff like that. And just big server farms. So it sounds like this weekend is going to be a tier 2 server farm running bosses, running like mega forts and things like that. I believe a lot of folks are going to probably want to come up into the open seas. If you're running Mega Fort Houston, you should have accidentally completed most of those missions. If you've been running over here and taking out a lot of these Plague Princes in Tier 2, then you've accidentally completed the other World Tier 2 boss. The other one, he circulates right in here, is a POC. And you can't just go load up the contract over here. You need to actually fight the big convoys that come through. Just fight the Forgotten Convoy is what it's called. It comes through. Jump on it with a bunch of guys. You're going to aggro up to a maximum level. Once that happens, it says you have triggered the Forsaken Corsair boss. Go destroy a POC, and it marks them on the map. Get to him. Call for help. You're going to need help. He spams torpedoes like crazy. I don't suggest getting right on top of him unless you got enough people where you can pin him and get in behind him and keep him from spinning. But one of the great things about him, though, is you can sit far enough back and just aim like the back of my boat. It's one of the reasons why I keep bombards on my ship. I can just aim at him from a distance and take him out that way. Okay. Oh, man, that one got full quick, too. Oh, I tell you what, you got to be super fast on these guys. And I think now that word's getting around about these, it's going to be one of those that's going to be a little bit harder to do. I will tell you from personal experience, your best time to do these is late at night around 2 a.m. At least for me on my time, there's like almost hardly anybody online running this type of stuff, and you can jump in and grab it real quick. We could try this red one again. I don't think that these do it, but they do pay 900, so we're going to go ahead and run it anyway just for the 8s. Like I say, whether I'm leveling those up or not, I'm in it for the 8s. These are really simple and easy to get. If you run across folks, it makes it fun for PvP. And one of the things about it, you win some and you lose some. Don't let it get you upset. If you discover a weakness in your ship when it come in, then it's time for you to go and reevaluate the way you've built your ship. Maybe they've just done something that you didn't plan on, so you can come in, change the furniture out, maybe a new shield or something, and it should be able to help you out in the long run. So one of the things I'm going to teach you here, I messed up on the other one. Do not blow up your castles first. Your castles are going to count as your gun turrets right here. These count for the highest points. So if you do have someone come in and you start fighting them for the territory, take out the turrets first. You're going to get ahead on points really quick. So that's going to be a little trick for you. Now all they got to do is sink you, and it's not going to matter how many of those they take out, because once they sink you, they've gotten a quarter of the point. I think if you get sunk 3 times, you may as well hang it up and take the march of shame, unless it's just like super close and you're just swapping out who's sinking whom. You're really better off to take the walk of shame, because chances are you're not going to pull it off. So it looks like we got 3 minutes before this hostile takeover starts up. And you really have to be paying attention to catch those green ones, because, like I said, they go so quick. You got to really watch. Now, there is a list that's going around. It's posted up on our Discord, where you could actually see about what time. At least it used to be posted up in Discord. I have to double check, see if I can find it. But it'll tell you what times these things come up. So a lot of folks will actually have that list. They already have their cursor waiting and clicking it as soon as it pops up. So that's something that you need to watch for too, is what time. They do run on a schedule, so you can tell what time these things are going to pop in and all that. So watching to see who all joins. Looks like there are 4 players. I typically don't join the red ones, like I say. Usually I leave these for other folks to run. They don't really benefit me other than the 900 pieces of 8. But hey, 900 pieces of 8 is 900 pieces of 8. I have mistakenly joined these in the past and end up having some pretty good battles. Not realizing I was joining into a hostile PvP takeover, and come in and it'd be like 2 or 3 dudes working together and just wipe them out. Now, that's new people, brand new to the game. Now, I'm not talking about established players with level 15 ships. That's going to be a lot like more balanced of a battle, but you got to be careful. I try not to join. If this had a guy in it, I'd have popped in to see what level he is before I'd have done this, because I don't want to grief anybody in the game, because this is a great game, and if you start getting people griefing you, you're going to lose a player base real quick. And we don't want that to happen. We want to make sure this game succeeds. Yeah, so I mean, I think it's a pretty good live stream. This might be something if people are interested in, watching some live streams, and we're hearing out some live streams like this. Might get back into it. Used to, I only basically use Twitch to make videos and convert them over and to my editor, and then I'd post it up on YouTube. But this could be fun. I thought we would have some of the folks that was asking the questions on YouTube popping in. There's quite a few questions, but I think we've covered most of those at the beginning of the show, so should be good to go. But I'm definitely looking forward to, I don't know about you guys, there's a game coming out called Roadcraft. Looks like a great game, just kind of like waste a little time on. You build your own roads out through forests and stuff. If you ever played like Snow Runner or Mud Runner or anything like that, it's by the makers of that. And then, of course, GTA 6, that's going to be a blast. I know there's quite a few guys in the Discord who just can't wait to get their hands on that thing. So, okay, here we go. We'll go ahead and take this one out here first. We'll use some mortars, I believe, or bombards. That way we have our rocket for the other one. All right. Good way to just torch the bay. That's one of the great things about the Sandbuck, guys. Got a technical test invite for PvP. Actually, I've got the same one, and we passed it on. But if you're in our Discord, man, definitely pass that on to the Discord guys too. If you're in our Discord, because very, very great stuff. I'm not sure what that Revolutionary Smokers advertising there. I need to set up some mods so we don't have people advertising. That's not a affiliated link, guys. Don't click that. We're not even going to call that out. Yeah, so we got Sirius and I had gotten those invites as well, man. We've been passing those around, so I think you got two of them. So yeah, definitely get with the guys in Discord, man. Because cannot wait. I think that's gonna be freaking awesome. I'm assuming that's gonna be some testing for the one that's supposed to be coming up here pretty soon, I guess, joining into the game, or it may be some of the more advanced testing. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. They didn't release a whole lot of information on it. But I do appreciate the offer. But yeah, that's something I know a lot of folks are looking forward to, is the not just the new PvP stuff, but looking at that ground combat that's coming in Season 3. All right. Sorry about that. I had to get that spam off the screen. I need to figure out how to set up some mods and get some of you Discord guys to moderate this chat. I don't know why they do that. Ooh, I might better heal. Sitting there taking some damage, wasn't I? Was that a level 2? Let's see if it goes to a 3. I don't think it works for the red ones. We're going to find out. I take it back. It went to a 3. So, no, it does work with red. Sweet. Never mind. Erase that. Forget that, guys. It does work with the red hostiles. So, it helps if you have your glasses on where you can see the screen. So you can see what level you currently are on stuff. But I'm glad we went ahead and tried that one more time just to double check. So, red or green, folks, you can run a hostile takeover that you already own. And it's going to go ahead and bump that level up. That's going to save you a ton of pieces of 8. I wished I had known it. I knew it would take it to 2s. I just never tried to go to 3s. Then accidentally ran into it. Then Sirius, our guild leader, he was saying that it took his to 4s. So we haven't tried from a 4 to a 5 yet. That would be great. I don't know that would work. I mean, you're talking saving 10,000 pieces of 8 if it does. So that'll be pretty sweet. Okay, hopping back in. Let's see what else we got. Hey, maybe if there's another one, there ain't nobody in it. Oh, there's 2 guys. I'm not going to jump over there and harass them. So I don't own it anyway. So, and I don't really want Coda right now. I'm waiting on. Looks like I can have 2 more. So I'm kind of waiting to complete a zone. So if it'll be like what we got here, Deuster East and Deuster West, I would take those because you know I could use that to actually complete that zone there, or I think this in here requires 4. Has an auto collection area, but I think that's the only auto collect area up here. Yeah, so. Next takeover opportunity is in 8 minutes. So after the stream, guys, for those of you who are home ready to rock and roll, I'll jump back into Discord and we're going to I'm just gonna be out doing this tonight. So if this is something that you're interested in, just jumping in. Maybe we can fill the server up and just have a blast to see how many. So we'll have to probably find a new world. There's 17 in this. Actually, it looks like Sirius is over here. So yeah, might be able to join over here with us guys, so we can actually work on getting this server taken in. Oh, right there he is, right there. He must have just joined, or I just haven't been paying close attention here. But yeah, that's kind of what my plans are for the rest of the evening. But I hope that answered your questions on the upgrades within the helm. I know I tried to type some of that stuff out, and I understand it can be confusing. So, main thing in closing here, guys, Helm Empire. Whenever you get to Empire Administration, it gives you 8 more factories. These that are called, let's see what it's called here. It'll be within the faction system themselves. Manufactory expansions, those are going to let you take them up another level. So, in order to get these from 3 to 4, and gone one, and got however you pronounce this, I need to get these up a little bit higher, I believe. So I need to get together, oh, there's 10,000, 19,000 to be able to take those. So I'm gonna have my work cut out for me tonight. Gonna be working on some of this. So like I say, if you want to join in, definitely join up on us, and we'll be switching over Discord chat here in just a moment. But I hope you enjoyed the stream, guys. I am going to close it here. We will catch you next time.